Good morning, this is the latest market news. I'm Uliana. Stocks in Singapore and the Philippines moved higher Wednesday, while Shanghai and Hong Kong dipped as negotiations continued in Washington ahead of a deadline on the federal borrowing limit. Lawmakers in the US failed overnight to reach a solution. Also overnight, Fitch Ratings placed US debt on watch for a downgrade, threatening the country's top credit rating. Most markets were able to move higher in spite of the continued wrangling in the US. They extended Tuesday's gains on expectations that a deal will be reached. While there was selling on Wall Street overnight, Asia was taking a wait-and-see approach. In Japan, the Nikkei was up 0.1%, Australia's ASX 200 was also up 0.1%, and South Korea's Kospi was flat. Markets in China were cautious ahead of headline economic data out of the end of the week. After a string of strong economic data in recent months, Chinese export and inflation data out over the last few days made the recovery in Asia's largest economy look a little less certain. We come in today to find with little surprise that the potential for a US default continues to hang over markets. Yesterday there were some positive signs, with investors hoping that a solution may come from the Senate, but this has now been put on the hold to give the House an opportunity to come up with a solution, and meanwhile, the cut-off is now 2 days away. The dollar remained resilient, pushing higher against the yen, and was last at 98.50 compared with 98.17 yens late Tuesday in New York. Today's UK labour market report kicks off the day's key economic releases, followed soon after with the latest number of consumer price inflation in the Eurozone. Later, the NAHB Housing Market Index will provide fresh guidance for deciding if the housing recovery in the US has been damaged by the fiscal war in Washington. UK claimant count 8:30 GMT. The ongoing slide in the number of workers claiming jobless benefits has been and is likely to remain the statistical centerpiece that tells us that Britain's economy is recovering at an encouraging pace. Today's update is expected to deliver another installment in the virtuous cycle. Economists think September's claimant count will fall by 28,000 according to the consensus forecast. If so, that would mark the 10th straight monthly decline. It was the latest market news provided by ICO FX. Goodbye.